What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I decided to go ahead and give my take on the fight that took place yesterday. Also, go ahead and break out alive. I've been quite busy with a few things, so it's back to school time and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me and everything. Um, First off, please hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos too. Okay, and salute to all of my subs, day ones, of course, 10 toes down, and as well as my new subs that have came on board to support me during this time, and salute to the whole entire Lions Den uh, basketball as well as boxing communities. In this case, we are talking boxing. Okay, and salute to the guys that have one already talked about this, and two have covered this fight in its entirety. Um, Salute to 78 Sports, the HNIC of the LDBC. Also, salute to uh, Carcino for Life. I know he did a post-fight review. Also, salute to Blue Blood Sports TV for his coverage on it. Also, um, Bruce Gas, Bruce Jazz, Gas, Boxing, and more. Definitely salute to him too. And I'm trying to think who else might have talked about it that I'm missing. Um, Showbiz. Shout out to Showbiz too. Okay, he definitely was covering the fight too as well, and all of their post fight analysis too as well. Thank y'all for coming in. Please hit the like button. Salute to Cypress TV. Definitely go sub to Cypress TV too as well. He's definitely on the come up over there. All right, now check it out, man. Um, First off, let me say this, that this was a this was a fight that many people really weren't expecting to do well in terms of the output. Um, a lot of people thought that a lot of people surprisingly thought that Terrence Crawford was going to come in and just walk all over Israel Madrimov. Uh, but again, that wasn't the case, and I knew that wasn't going to take place. Now, shouts out to Terrence Crawford for getting the victory. Uh, it was a uh, it was a it was a hard fought victory. It wasn't easy. If you were expecting to see Crawford versus, oh yeah, Cypress, we're gonna talk about that right here. Hopefully, if you stay, man. If not, I understand. Um, but just stay with me. I'm definitely gonna talk about it. Um, the thing that we got to understand, man, is well, first off, I want people to understand that I had the I had Terrence Crawford winning. Uh, I would say if we're just if we're just going based off of everything that I saw from the eye, and just from a standpoint of, like, me not being a fan, but actually a judge, I would have went 7-5. I know a lot of people. There were some people that had it 9-3. There were some people that had it 8-4. I actually had it 7-5. I had it 8-4, but then I went back and I watched it again, and I had it 7-5. Um, Listen, what's up, Angelo Bell? I see you in the building, man. Salute to you. This is what we got to understand, okay? Terrence Crawford, he's moving up to an entirely different weight class, okay? Um, he's moving up to 154, okay? This isn't one forty 147. This isn't 135, okay? And it's 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 not going to be a cakewalk how people were thinking that it was when he was in the previous divisions. Yes, he's coming in. He's coming in undisputed. He's coming in at the king of of the one of the lightweight, coming in, and coming in from welter, and you're coming in with guys that have fought at this class for quite some time. So they're going to be able to take what any type of output that you give to them. It's not going to be like Errol Spence or the Sean Porters or some of these other guys that you have fought in the past, where you're going to actually get the knockout, or people are going to be expecting a knockout. Sometimes it's just going to come down to a unanimous decision, like in this case. And did he get outclassed? Absolutely not. Okay. Now, Madrimov, he had a different type of style that um, Terrence Crawford hadn't fought, that Bud hadn't fought in quite some time. The only person that I could think that was somewhat similar to Madrimov's style that he had fought was somebody like a Sean Porter. Okay, and of course, Madrimov was a little bit more he was a little bit more skilled, but I would say a little less scrappy than Sean Porter, if that makes any sense, because Sean Porter, you know, Terrence Crawford had pretty much had his number and everything, but he hadn't fought him to that degree, even so much as switching stances had came involved too. Um, he definitely landed the more accurate punches. When we talk about Bud, he landed some accurate punches, but he also felt the respectable power that Madrimov had. Okay, and in a division like this, he's gonna find out that those punches that you were throwing in a previous division, they're not gonna be just your punches that are just gonna make your opponent just stand back or be like whoa or anything. They're not wowed by anything, and a lot of these guys have taken losses. Okay, um, what's up, Ted? No, 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 no. He wasn't out of shape. He wasn't out of shape. He was in good shape. It's just that we're talking about. Let me make this clear. Let me make this clear. We're talking about a jump from the previous division up to 154. Okay, and now talking about a 20, talking about a 20 pound difference, and then you're talking about then jumping up again to eventually fighting a Canelo, who at one time, a lot of people got to realize that Canelo, and yes, I was, I still am a Canelo fan. It's just that I don't like what he's been doing over the past, I would say, a year or so. Okay, but people got to understand that with Canelo, he was used to actually going up and as well as going down. Okay, um, in my opinion, he wasn't out of shape. Okay, he wasn't out of shape. It was just that he wasn't accustomed to uh, this division. He's going right out the gate. For his first fight, though, I thought that he did he did fairly well. Now there's a lot of people that were saying he didn't do that well and stuff like that. That's going to be expected. That's definitely going to be expected. And I know some of you probably disagree with me on that. Look, we're not here to. Um, you don't have to agree with me. Okay, you don't have to agree with me. But in my opinion, he was not out of shape at all, because that's one thing that Terrence Crawford is not gonna be, is out of shape. Now, is he 154, like a 154 uh, clear cut, just running away with the division ready? Not so much, but can he withstand a 154 division? Absolutely. He showed that he could. His defense could have, of course, could have been a little better, but people got to understand that when you're fighting a guy, uh, and I use Canelo as a measuring stick because that's who he wants to fight. You're fighting a guy, man, that he has a chin that you're probably not used to. Okay, he has a chin that you're probably not used to, and then on top of that, when you get hit with the type of hits that you get hit with in this division, you got to understand that there's going to be some more power behind it than in comparison to the previous division. So I'm looking what I'm looking at right now, and I want to go back to what Jim Lampley, the great Jim Lampley, was saying. Shout out to him. Um, he said that, of course, he had made a statement that Terrence Crawford was the Sugar Ray Robinson of this era, which I disagree with. Sugar Ray Robinson, you're talking about a guy that has fought way over, 100 plus fights. You said that was a good fight. Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good fight, and that's what we wanted to see. But see, what the brother of 78 Sports was saying, and I agree with them. Shout out to 78. Is people have to make up their mind. There were some people that felt that this wasn't a good fight because, okay, Bud didn't get a knockout, or he wasn't knocking him out. Um, it wasn't like the heavyweight bout with Gerard and Balaco. It wasn't that type of fight, which you know some people gave Gerard his credit, and then some people felt like he shouldn't have been in. He bit off more than he could chew, but it is what it is. Uh, the thing that people have to understand is you got to make up your mind. Either you want a clear cut Mike Tyson type of knockout, get him out of there in under a minute or less, or 2 minutes or less, or either you want a fight to go down to the wire where There might be a stoppage at the end, or it'll come down to a unanimous decision, or it might come uh, it might come down to a split decision. You boxers, boxing fans nowadays, they don't know how to make up their mind. What is a good fight and what is not a good fight? A good fight was what you saw last night. It was what you saw last night. Both of these guys, they're coming in. They have something to prove. Terrence Crawford, he has something to prove. In terms of hey, he's here, at 154, trying to climb up to the eventually 168 or whatnot. Um, you said Big Baby was very disappointing. Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing. I do give him his props because he did make a jump, but there goes again. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. Um, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. It's just like the whole thing when Canelo fought Charlo. I mean, he tried to make a jump after being injured and being out the ring for quite some time, and tried to jump up, a couple weight divisions, and then fight a monster in Canelo who's already experienced and who is the king of 168. And people were like, "Well, hey, what are you doing?" Well, they said the same thing. That they thought it was absurd when Big Baby did that, but he took a risk. Um, you know, I look at it like, okay, you went there, you you got pretty much demolished and outclassed, and now it's a learning experience. Now you got to go back to the drawing board. It's just how he's gonna bounce back. Um, Canelo had tried to go up to 175, and he clearly got dominated by Dimitri Bivol. And people were talking about Canelo and pretty much saying that he got dominated. Now he didn't get knocked out or anything like that, but you didn't see anybody dominate Canelo like that, with the exception of Mayweather. Okay, and that was sometime before he had fought. That was years before he had fought Dimitri Bivol. But now while we're on this Canelo, Jim Lampley did say that he's clearly. Jim Lampley also said that Terrence Crawford should take the smarter route by just going ahead fighting fighting his level of competition or whatnot, uh, and like the Boots and some other guys, and then going ahead and retiring at with the perfect record. That the only thing that I disagree with was his last statement. Listen, yeah, you can retire with an O and everything, but my mentality has always been, okay, why not go ahead and take the risk, because you never know what could possibly take place. Um, Terrence Crawford, he wants to do this now. Do I think that he's ready for Canelo? No, he's not. He's not. And we're talking about years that Canelo has been at that division. Now you got to be smart at what you do, and also he's not a spring chicken. He's in good shape for his age. I mean, don't get it twisted. He's in excellent shape for his age. Doesn't He doesn't do the whole partying thing, and he takes real good, decent care of his body. He seems to be on point in terms of how he talks and his intellect. Because then I'm thinking about CTE and the brain and stuff like that. But we do have to understand that he's not a spring chicken. He's not in his young 20s. Um, I mean, he's not in his, his late 20s. He's not in his early. I mean, he's getting up there. We're talking about mid to late 30s. You know, now is he ancient? No, but he's not over the hill or anything like that. He could still get out there, and he doesn't look sloppy, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of somebody that's like old and out of shape, clearly shouldn't be in the ring. Um, you think of like I'm just trying to give some examples. You think of like when Tyson, um, when he was on his last leg, or you think about Roy Jones when he was on his last leg. You think about guys like that. You know when they were pretty much didn't have, even Muhammad Ali, when even Larry Holmes didn't even want to continue to fight anymore. That sort of thing. But this he hasn't reached that point yet. But he is he's doing this at a fast rate. And then once you go to 168, because that's a lot of weight to put on, and you have to be on at that weight for quite some time. Yeah, you could put his frame might not be fit for that. Canelo walks around, Ted. He walks around at, yeah, Manny. I agree with that. Canelo, I think he walks around at I think a solid 210, between 210 to 11, his walking weight. Bud is like at around like 180 something. He's like 180 something, 190. You know what I'm saying? That's a tremendous difference. Maybe you don't see that. I'm not talking about you in particular, Ted. I'm talking about everybody. Maybe y'all don't see that, but the uh, the other fighter can see that. Canelo would look at um, Bud as, okay, you're still light in the tail feather. Yeah, you're up here, but you haven't been fighting at this division for as long as I've have. And that's not to say that he's not skilled. It's not to say that Canelo's gonna go in there and he's gonna just lay him out. That's not what I'm saying. But you know, we have to understand that there are weight classes for a reason. There. I put to you like this, okay? I'll put to you like this. If he can go up there and do the unthinkable, and and beat Canelo, you have to put you would have to put Terrence Crawford in the conversation, uh, possibly in the top three, top five, because he's doing something that a lot of people haven't been able to do, make that jump that quick and be successful at it. You know, and look, like I said, this isn't a video to knock Terrence Bud Crawford. He has won my respect time and time again. So I want people to, I want to make my point very clear. But I do think that um, Terrence Crawford, he did a he did a good job, despite what some people might think, because he didn't get a knockout or he didn't get a stoppage or something like that. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, Tank didn't stop um, Eastside Cruz. Okay, even though a lot of people, they mention the hand thing or whatever, but nevertheless he still didn't stop him. But he ended up getting the victory. Every fight is not going to be a knockout, and I think that that's what people want to see. They want to see a knockout. They want to see a stoppage. They want to see a guy, laid out on the ground, or falling all over the ring and stuff like that, to kind of give them that that feel of, okay, yeah, that guy clearly dominated the fight or something like that, and it's just not going to be like that, But yeah, man, he did his thing, but he's definitely not ready for Canelo at this juncture. Um, I think he needs to, spend a little bit, more time in there. You said it's a lot of people that not know nothing about boxing. It's about style. Yeah, and styles do make fights. Um, what Terrence Crawford, his intellect is on another level. He's phenomenal as a counter puncher, and his punches are very direct. They're very accurate. Some people were saying that, like, that's one of the things that in this fight was a clear difference, was the accuracy of his punches. But we already knew that coming in, how accurate Terrence Bud was and everything. Now the guy, Israel Madrimov, the guy that he fought, he had a greater amateur background than a pro level, but he was still hungry and still came in there, and Terrence Bud wasn't able to knock him out, and a lot of people were expecting Bud to just come in and rock his jaw or something like that, but I knew that wasn't going to take place. Now I had Terrence Bud winning. I had him winning, but in terms of just getting him up out of there, I never said that, but I did say that he was gonna win, because I knew that there was gonna be the jump that he was making. But you're right about that, Angelo, man. Um, it is about styles, and styles do make fight. Um, but I like the prelims that they put together. Matter of fact, I think that the undercard was a clear indication of what's to come. I definitely enjoyed, the Pitbull fight, and congrats to him. Pitbull is another one of my favorite fighters. When we talk about Isaac Cruz, that's a guy, man, that I don't think gets enough credit at all. And then, of course, the Big Baby fight. He took a L. I mean, look, it is what it is, man. It's like now, if you take a L or something like that, it's like, that's the end of your life or something like that. And to me, man, you took a L. Now that just means that you just need to go back to the drawing board. Everybody's not going to be a Mayweather. Everybody's not going to get out the game perfect, like Andre Ward, or few other fighters. There are very few fighters that have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But just because you lose a fight, or even two fights, even three fights, it doesn't to me, it doesn't define your career or your legacy. And I think that that's what point that we've come to. Like, and that's why I see, like, you have a lot of guys that are ducking each other and stuff like that. Now that's why I said I disagree with what Jim Lampley said about Terrence Crawford, getting out of there and doing the best that he can to stay perfect. No, I mean, that doesn't. To me, man, like, I look at a guy's record. Like, okay, like Mayweather, right? A lot of people knew damn well he had no business in the ring with Conor McGregor. Everybody knew that, but they still counted it as a real fight. You see what I'm saying? Now it doesn't take anything away from the other 49 other fights that he fought, but many people felt like, okay, he was able to dictate, fighting his fights or whatever. Like the first part of his career, whatever, when before he was fighting heavily on pay per view and everything, Mayweather was taking, who he could. I mean, when he fought, the drunken master, um, you know, Emmanuel. You see, he fought that on what I think it was on ESPN. It was on Friday Night Fights, and he went from that to controlling controlling the fight game, and he could therefore pick and choose who he pretty much wanted to fight. So, like I said, I'm not going to take away from what he did in the beginning. I'm talking about Mayweather and everything, but we also got to look at, okay, the last few fights that he ended up fighting and whatnot, and then also I also look at the fact that, okay, yeah, you might have lost to that guy or whatnot, but like, okay, for instance, with the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight, Errol Spence didn't want no parts of Terrence Crawford anymore. To me, your loss looks even more bad. And look, I'm an Errol Spence fan, but that loss looks bad on you even more so because you didn't spin the block. No, I want you to spin the block again and go after that guy again. Should be like, nah, I'm not gonna take a L. No, you go ahead and you follow up with that clause. Always got to challenge yourself. I tell my sons that all the time. Absolutely, and it's funny that you said that because I went swimming yesterday with the kids, and you know, swimming is a challenge. I would say swimming and skating um, are challenges to a lot of kids, a lot of children and stuff because it's so daring. Lots of things could happen when you're skating or when you're swimming and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that people die. I mean, you could pretty much lose your life doing anything, but with swimming is kind of a fearful thing to do. But when you are able to do it and you're able to learn how to do it and you're able to excel at it, it it pretty much helps you conquer your fear. And see, that's unfortunately, and I know this is gonna probably make some people upset when I say this, but if if you don't like some of the things that I say, then maybe this isn't the channel for you. But I am gonna say this: there are some adults that still have not conquered a fear like that, like a fear of losing. The greats in their respective sports didn't have fear of losing. Michael Jordan, he didn't have any fear of losing or fear of failure. Kobe Bryant didn't have fear of failure. Muhammad Ali didn't have no fear of failure. You understand what I mean? Even Shakari Richardson, okay? Did that take a hit on her legacy because she got the silver medal yesterday? Um, when she got when she unfortunately lost. No, it doesn't. She has to go back to the drawing board, and then she'll come back even better. It's how you respond to the loss, and see that's what the people wanted Errol Spence to do. You know, come back, spin the block again, and go fight him again. And that's why everybody talks to me about, oh well, Mayweather, man, he's 50 and old. I gotta put him above Ali. Well, why? Because Ali lost. When he lost, guess what? He backdoored and came back, spent the block, and fought Frazier, and he got knocked out by Frazier. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali has been put on the canvas, but he's still considered a great. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Tyson is a world-renowned individual who they still celebrate and everything. But guess what? Every time Tyson fought one of the elites, he lost. But they still celebrate him. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people don't want me, talking about Tyson. They get in their feelings when we talk about Tyson, but it's a fact. It doesn't take away from any of his other victories or anything like that. But that's just something that we gotta understand. So um, yeah, just because a guy loses a fight, I don't really look at that. Manny Pacquiao lost um, you know, a few fights, but he's still gonna be one of the best to ever do it. And let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just say a guy, cheating behind Ryan Garcia did. He fought clean and he beat Devin the Dream Haney, and he beat him clearly, without having to put any type of substances in his body. And let's say he beat him clean, fair and square, with that type of victory. I would have respected Ryan Garcia, and then I wouldn't have lost any love for Devin Haney. It would have been how he would have responded, and if he would have came back and he would have beat him because they were already tied in the amateurs. If he would have beat him, I would have. I would have gave him his props. Okay, you have an L on your record. You came back and you won again. It's no different than you going to go, play in the NBA finals and you got finals losses on your records or whatever. It's how you respond to those. Now, are you going to get criticized and they're going to say, well, your record isn't perfect and you lost to you lost to this guy or you lost to this team or something like that? Yeah. But at the end of the day, what what can they say? What did they do? How did they respond to any of their? I'm not trying to get philosophical and personal, but in these type of conversations, you have to, So, spinning the block and turning it back to the initial conversation when we talk about Terrence Crawford and him fighting Canelo. I don't think that he's quite ready at this point in time. And like I said, it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take anything away from Bud. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably need a little bit more time. Uh, but he is getting up there. You know what I'm saying? And when you start getting up in your mid 30s and close to your 40s and everything, the end is near, at least for for a lot of the fighters. There's some fighters that that never see never see the end. Everybody, there's very few that could be a George Foreman or a Bernard Hopkins or whatnot. But I think that Terrence Crawford came in with a goal in mind. He is getting the bag. He's being smart with what he's doing, making good investments and everything. And so I don't think he's gonna stay here, and fight, to the depths, so to speak, or anything like that. I think he came in with a goal in mind and wants to close the chapter, hopefully getting that Canelo fight. But um, he's gonna have to stay. Now, as far as work to be done, there's always work to be done. He's always gonna be improving. That's one of the things that you could give props to Bomac for is they're always improving or something. They're always trying to capitalize and get better at something each day, no matter what age they are. And you gotta salute that, you know. I want people to understand I've never hated on Terrence Crawford. Now, did criticize him? Before he fought Errol Spence, yes, I did. I did, and I take accountability for that because I underestimated his opponents who he fought. Now, it didn't take anything away from Sean Porter, Kell Brooks, some of the other guys that that he had fought and everything, but I was wrong when he clearly came in and dominated and just destroyed Errol Spence. And like I said, you're talking to an Earl Spence fan. But one thing I'm not gonna do on this channel is be biased. I never said that that Terrence Crawford did not have the skill, did not have the power, did not have the intellect. Okay, I just wanted to see what he had, and he proved me wrong. You know, like I said, there's no smoke ducking on here. We gonna face it. But yeah, besides that, man, I think that Terrence Crawford, man, uh, he'll stay here, for a little bit. I think he needs, just get some more, get more acclimated uh, in this division because this isn't a tough thing to do. This isn't a easy thing to do. A lot of people act like this is a really easy thing to do to make the jump that he's making. Even when it came to Canelo going up to 175 and fighting Bivol, I wasn't mad at Canelo or anything, but you had some people that turned their back on Canelo. I'm disappointed in Canelo because I want him to fight. Everybody's looking for Benavidez. That's 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 the fight that people want to see. I don't want to see Berlaglia. I don't want to see I don't want to see Jaime. I don't want to see none of these guys. I want to see you fight David Benavidez. That's who people need to see you fight in order to truly crown you. And if you lose, hey, tough shit. It happens. It happens, but it's still not going to change, the way, I know it won't change the way how I look at you, as a fighter or anything like that. You dared to do something good. You just ran into the better man than, that day, so, besides that, man, I just wanted to get on here, man, and talk about this fight from yesterday, sort of a post fight review. You said Fast, my 10-year-old play running back, but can't block that good. Catch it all. So as we work on spring and blocking and catching, you got to do the things that you're not good at. Yeah, absolutely. And look, there might be. Listen, as a father, as a parent, like okay, my daughter, she's already tall. You know what I'm saying? And she's actually pretty good at basketball. But she told me, she said, Daddy, I don't want to play basketball anymore. I said, okay, that's fine. You know, but she's already naturally, good at it because she's already naturally from her age. She's already naturally athletic, so to speak, or whatnot. But I'm not going to force her to to play that sport. The worst thing that you could do is force your child into something because that's what takes the fun out of it. Now, if they come to you and they want to work hard at it and they want to get better, then yes, I definitely commend you on that, Angela Bell, on what you're doing with your son or whatever. He wants to get better and everything, but you have some parents out there that force their kids they try to live their legacy through their kids. And me, I'm not going to do that, because if you do that, you, let's say you have a father that didn't even play rec league, but you trying to force your child to, to make varsity and to play college and to go to the pros or whatever. To me, that's wrong, because after a while, your child is going to challenge you, and he's going to be like, well, what did you do? What was your legacy? What did you bring to the table? You know what I mean? So, um, but I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. I appreciate, yeah, no, yeah, that's what I bring to the table, straight facts. That's what I try to bring. Like I said, man, it's probably not the channel for you if you want to hear the straight raw truth, and that's how I'm gonna give it to you, you know. But um, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody pulling up. If you like to donate to the Cash App, my Cash App is straight to the point, 77. Salute to the LDBC, the Lions Den boxing community, and basketball communities too as well. And shout out to everybody that pull up, all of my day ones, in terms of my subs, and as well as my new subs too as well. Until then, it's straight to the point. I'm out.